Hi guys, so it's a wrap. The Premier League is over. Congratulations to Manchester City for winning the title. It was dramatic. I mean, dramatic by every standard. And really, it's the stuff that really makes you think the Premier League itself is scripted. I mean, you couldn't have wished for a better climax to the season, right? On the same season where the Manchester City team, the club, came up with the statue of Sergio Aguero in commemoration of 10 years of that famous last minute goal against Queen's Park Rangers to win them the title under Mancini. And then to go on to basically replicate exactly the same thing that has happened. Man, you want to think that this stuff, things like this are really scripted. Yeah, crazy. Okay, but I think the big take home for me is the genius of Pep Guardiola in terms of the in-game management today. It was absolutely fantastic. Honestly, it was brilliant. In a game of this magnitude where you have emotions running high, I mean, at some point in time, the Manchester City fans could barely watch. They were watching their hope, the title fade from their very eyes. There's a whole lot of emotion involved here. And then to be able to get yourself to separate yourself mentally from all of that emotion and then make the right decision. It says a lot about the character of the man. Yeah, and I think today he showed why he's been so successful. Truth is there are games where you really don't deserve to win, but your coach just somehow digs you out of the pit. And today was one of those days. Yeah, I know there are a lot of critics of Pep Guardiola, but I mean, let's give this man his credit today. He did wonderfully well to bail his team out. Manchester City's players were uncharacteristically nervy. Kevin De Bruyne was misplacing passes. A couple of shots in the 18-yard box today he had, even though they were half volleys. The kind of volleys that a technician like De Bruyne would normally put off, or at least even hit the target, but he skied them. Joao Cancelo was not at the aces today. His dribbling was off, his crosses were off. He looked really under pressure, and then Fernandinho was cracking under pressure. He a couple of mistakes here and there, and then Pep actually hooked him off at halftime, yeah, and which was the right decision. But I think there are two or three key decisions which Pep made today in terms of the substitutions, which were absolutely spot on. First of all, it was the introduction of Zinchenko. Now, what Zinchenko did for City was, throughout the first half, they really didn't put Aston Villa under pressure. There was no pressure. Everything the City team had to brought forward, Villa were dealing with comfortably. So bringing in Zinchenko and going back to a traditional left-footed player playing from the left-hand side opened up the pitch a lot more. Yeah, so now Zinchenko was hogging the touchline. Phil Foden was tugging inside a lot more. Yeah, so that meant two left footers from the left and two right footers from the right. Normal that is old school football sort of. The normal thing would be to have a left footed forward play in the pocket. Now, if I was the one managing, probably what I probably do in a game where I don't have a center forward to aim at, because if you are playing a left-footed player from the left and a right-footed player, traditional wingers, let's just call them traditional wingers, the expectation is that you are crossing the ball into the box for a number 9 to head. Gabriel Jesus is not going to beat, and I tweeted about this. I mean, I saw them putting in crosses into the box, and then Gabriel Jesus is not going to beat Tyrone Mings in the air. It's not going to happen. So, um, what I would have done normally, yeah, would probably be to play Foden from the right. He's not a strange one from him for him. He does that. Okay, play Foden from the right, and in a game like this where you don't have a number 9, try to cut onto your stronger foot and shoot for goal. They have the players in the arsenal. Raheem Sterling is not the best when it comes to crosses. put him on the left and let him try to put the ball on his right leg and aim for the far post. But what Pep did was totally different. Put Raheem Sterling on the right, put left field Foden on the left, and then he brought on Ilkay Gundogan. And that was the master stroke for me. He had made the Zinchenko and Sterling changes before, but bringing on Gundogan, as far as I'm concerned, despite the obvious fact that the guy went on to score 2 goals, won the game for me. And then if you look at Gundogan's characteristics, he's a guy who loves to make a lot of runs off the ball. So he reminds you a lot. He doesn't have Frank Lampard numbers, but on his day, Gundogan reminds you a lot about the kind of runs Lampard used to make. Yeah, so he will just ghost in behind you. He has the runs that is more like that of a second striker. Yeah, so in today's game, Gabriel Jesus was more like a decoy. Just make some nuisance of yourself, run around, occupy the center backs, and then Ilkay Gundogan will arrive late from midfield. Now, the former guy who was occupying that position was Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva loves to play with the ball at his feet, not off the ball. So look at the characteristics of the players now. Yeah, Bernardo Silva will help you retain possession. Yeah, but when you are playing against a packed defense like that, you need a second runner off the ball, and Bernardo Silva doesn't have that characteristic. He's not renowned for that. So bringing in Ilkay Gundogan provided that thing for the team. Yeah. So when they crossed the ball into the box, okay, there was Gabriel Jesus, not particularly trying to score a goal, so to say, because the ones he had, he wasted them, but occupying the center backs, drawing them out of position, and then allowing Ilkay Gundogan latch onto the ball as the second runner. That was basically what won the game for City. Look at the goal from Ilkay Gundogan. He came from a cross from the right, the first goal, the header, and then Gundogan arriving late into the box to score that header. Probably one of the shortest guys on the pitch for that matter. And then look at the third goal he scored as well. Similar move. Came in from the right, arrived late in the box to prod home. And as far as I'm concerned, I think it is games like this that gives you a place in immortality and as a legend of the club. I think that Pep Guardiola, in winning his fourth Premier League title, has written himself into the annals of history at Manchester City. Massive, massive stuff. And there's a whole lot to look forward to next season with the coming of Erling Haaland. I hope that the rest of the league, the likes of Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Arsenal will make this a little bit more competitive next season so that we don't end up with just another 2-horse race again. Let's make it more interesting, probably a 3-horse race. Congratulations to Pep. Congrats to Manchester City Premier League title holders.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.